Oh, what's going down, Commanders? Hope everyone's doing fine today. Well, it looks like it's been announced for August, roughly, when the CC update's coming round, and I guess everyone's going to get excited for it. But I'm not. And there's a reason I'm not. It's because it's the best snakeskin oil pitch ever fucking produced for this game. It's a trick of the mind. It's false. It literally lasts only so many months before your CC. Everything that you've spent or spent time upgrading in the CC is nullified and of no use. In my opinion, there should be a CC update as such, but the CC update shouldn't include turrets that you get them to the full level and that lasts for the rest of the year. It should be spread out throughout the year, especially with turrets and things like that. It shouldn't be all dumped in one fucking heap. There you go, spend as much money as you can possibly afford, or even spend more money than you can actually afford. Get your credit card out and run up a bill on that as well. That's basically what Kixeye's asking, and this is the big problem with what I've got with this, is there's a reason Kixeye are not doing anything about the cheating. There's a reason that our bases are so weak right now, because they want to ramp up that attention that comes with the CC update, and they want to get us excited that we now may be able to defend our base. They're going to buff all the buildings. They're going to put levels on these turrets that last fucking 2 months before the unit coming in at them are 2 week. The turrets are 2 weeks to actually do any damage to them and things like that. And that's what my biggest gripe with this is there's a reason that Kixeye will just dump this on us in one fucking load and say, there it is, that's the whole year's worth of CC update. We're not going to update anything throughout the year. Like it or lump it, spend as much money as you want. They know they've got people addicted. There's people that will do it out of desperation because they're desperate for their base to be like on a level playing field with the characters in the game that are actually manipulating Fiddler, scripting and all that sort of shit. Kixeye know this, and that's why it's not being known. When was the last time you see a half decent ban wave? 3 months ago, 4 months ago, where they got maybe half a dozen players banned? There hasn't been a big mass ban wave for 2 years nearly. And in one of the years, there probably wasn't as much cheats in the game as what there is actually today. But the previous year, it wasn't so bad. It's only the last year or so where it's been really prevalent, and you can see that they're manipulating the game. It's not like it's rocket science. You can literally see what they're doing, and it's available to anyone to see that opens their base and gets hit by one of these guys. And to me, this CC update is just a massive con, and I cannot justify spending any money on it. I don't think I ever have. I may have spent a few bucks on a building or such like that throughout the year, but not. I don't dump in a couple of thousand coins to help with this CC update. It's not something that's in my repertoire. I can't justify the cost to the fun I'm having in the game, especially as I've watched the game throughout this, especially this last year. I've watched the game decline so fucking heavily in the way Kixeye respond to players, the way the Kixeye are dealing with the cheat. I know they've got a flagging system at Kixeye. So if anything flags up on people's accounts, it is a red flag that pings at Kixeye. So there's no excuse not to look into a lot of players' accounts and say, right, this is not right. We're gonna sort this out. And I understand that they need to find the root cause of the problem, but it shouldn't take 6 months. These guys making the cheats don't take 6 months to make them. So why are these paid coders and game team devs? Why do they need 6 months to a year to be able to patch the cheats? It makes no sense when the actual cheaters are doing it within a weekend of their fucking time. It's like 5 minutes there's a new cheat in the game and everyone's using it. So yeah, this is on Kixeye. There's a reason why I won't log into my base, because I don't want to give Kixeye the opportunity to flag this or copyright strike this video. Because to me, it's just a fucking massive con. I did write a few things down. So they're saying that the CC should be around August. It may be changed to another date depending on what's ready, if it's all ready or not in the same time. But the CC for me is exactly the same as paying for a unit to go to 20. You know the unit's not going to be good in the game for. It's only going to be good in the game for about 3 months. There is the odd occasion where 1 or 2 of the units actually last a little bit longer than 3 months. I can name a couple off the top of my head. The what they called, fucking hell, the little rocket ships, the survivors one, I forget what they're called, and I don't want to log into the game because I know they're going to fucking come after this video, but them units lasted a bit longer than normal. I think the new tank might last, as long as it can hit a target, it might last longer than normal, but as a rule, a new unit only lasts about 3 months, give or take. And it's the same for the CC update. It's about 6 months, maybe a little bit less than that now. It's probably more 4 or 5 months where the upgrade for the CC is good in the game, to the point where it's starting to wane. The second that the KIXEYE start producing new units, because every unit before this CC update is going to be of no use pretty much. We're going to still have to use them partially, but if you watched last year's CC update, every single unit we had could barely damage the fucking new building hit points or health points, and that's basically what they're going to do again. It's a massive loop, and it's genius. In my opinion, it's absolute genius, because basically they make it good for you're going to pay a couple of thousand coin, probably more, 5,000-6,000 coin, to get everything done into the new CC. Your base is going to be good for possibly 4, maybe 5 months at max, before the tide turns, and then it's back on the units are just wiping the bases out so easy. And then again, KIXEYE will allow the cheats to creep back into the game. I do expect a downtime at some point where they're gonna either patch the cheats, or they'll do a ban wave. I don't think they've done a ban wave for a couple of years now, so I'm not expecting that. They'll probably patch them, because they don't want the new CC looking weak. They're trying to sell you this shit, so they patch the cheats, make sure it isn't easy to kill a base, so then it provides that cover for players to coin, and it is addictive. It's addictive to hope that your base will stand up against some of these units coming at us now. You know what? Why did they put new stats on the heavy turrets, but not ours? Because they're leaving it for this. They're going to dump it all in one hit. And then by the time 5-6 months comes around, them turrets are going to be of no use again. We're all going to start crying. The cheats will creep back into the game, because that's how KIXEYE allow it to happen. I just don't know, and it baffles me. I can't see any value in coining the CC update. I just can't. Not for the time frame to when it's good to when it's goddamn awful. And turrets are the biggest thing I look at with this, is the damage that turrets provide. They should be adjusted throughout the year, in my opinion. Just brought into it so they do affect things. Most units have got an armour up that the turrets can't exceed. So what's the point there? I just don't. My words. I haven't got the brain capacity to explain it how I want to explain it, but I hope you get the point. Is what I'm trying to point out. It's just a massive fucking gimmick, and it's a great way to reset the game. Basically, it's War Commander 5 or 6. War Commander 20 we'll be on, because it's everything before that is null and void. And that's why, for the new players, they give them a great big update. If they play for so many weeks, they update their base. They go, oh, this is free on us, on the house. And it's all bullshit. We know it is. And it's just sad to see that the company, the original company, I forget what they're called, and probably 2 or 3 years into when KIXEYE owned it, great times, because they wanted to provide a real-time strategy game where X beats Y and Y beats Z, but W beats that, and you know, it was all about numbers and using the right thing to kill the right building, the right turret, the right unit. Nowadays it's just one unit kills all, 1 or 2 units. You know, it's not a handful of units at most, but everything before that's gone. If you look at it this way, the infantry is no longer fucking viable. The free infantry, the generation 3 infantry, is probably not even worth using anymore. We're going to get to the point where the vehicles are no longer useful. But mind you, KIXEYE don't know how to produce air units, so that the vehicles might be good for a time to come, because KIXEYE and air units are not normally something that goes hand in hand. But yeah, it's the snakeskin oil salesman, guys. Don't fall for it. Well, it's up to you. I don't really care. I'm a guy that voices my opinion, and I just don't see anything good from this. Just a scam, in my opinion. And it's a shame, because I wouldn't mind spending a bit if I felt like what I was spending it on justifies the length of time that it actually lasts in the game. It just doesn't these days. It's like everything's such a little window. 3 months. And don't get me wrong, as I said, there is some units that last a little bit longer than 3 months. That's done intentionally to stop you moaning about all the units. If they did every unit was shit within 3 months of them coming out, people would start complaining. That's why you get one unit normally that lasts a little bit longer. But for me, you're not getting no coin out of me. Well, in fact, you're not getting no coin out of me while the cheats are in the game anyway. The scripts and all that sort of shit, they can fix that stuff. It's not fucking rocket science. It's not like it's hard to patch someone clicking 3 milliseconds between clicks, or whatever it is, 1 millisecond between clicks. It ain't hard to patch that. You just reduce the amount of time you have to click within a certain space. You can't click within like 0.3 seconds. But it is what it is, guys. Nothing I can do about it. I can only sit here and moan about it, like you guys. And a lot of people have turned their heads and said it's just a gimmick. It's just a scam. We don't get much out of it. Even the stuff that they do put in there that I think is kind of cool. The bunker and towers and all that, where they said they would buff units. We never got no numbers. We never got told what the buffs were. So they tell us that it does something, but don't give us the information to go follow through with it, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like a guessing game. Does this buff? Does it not buff? And there's no real way to prove that it buffs or it doesn't buff. So right now our bases are nerfed, but the cheaters are running rampant. I believe there'll be a patch just before the CC update where they block the cheaters, so then the CC feels like it's this all-powerful fucking being. Give it 6 months, the cheaters will start creeping back into the game, and we're back at phase 1, asking when the CC update's going to come out. It's just a fucking ongoing loop. And when we do ask for the CC update to come out, we're asking for everything to be nerfed as well. All our units that we spent all that time to fucking upgrade are going to get a nerf because of the CC update. That's what boggles my mind. Anyway, take care, guys. I ain't going to ramble on anymore, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.